Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. So I think I've done this video before, a couple of years ago, but it was time to do it again. So I've got a few hundred CDs in my collection, and there are always going to be certain CDs or albums that I just never play. But even though I never play them, I never want to sell the CD or anything. I want to keep it in my collection for whatever reason. So here we go. There's, I believe, 20 CDs. So these three are basically in a bundle for a reason. I have listened to each of these about one time, maybe two or three parts of albums at other points, but just all the way through once. Once is enough. And I'm talking about the John and Yoko experimental albums. This is Life with the Lions, Unfinished Music number 2. I find it hard to dance to. And of course, their first one, Two Virgins. I won't show the inside of this. And yeah, I think on one of my channels a few years back, I listened to all three albums, and it was torture. And then the third experimental album, Wedding Album. And even though I'm a fan of Yoko Ono's studio albums, mainly the song-based albums, but I even like the more experimental ones like Fly. Not everything, but some of Fly. But these three albums, they're not for me. I bought this a couple of years ago. I played it once, really enjoyed it for the most part, most of it. But it's one of those CDs that I think is going to just sit in my collection year after year, and I might play it once every 5 years, but I still want to have it in my collection. It's the Sex Pistols, The Great Rock and Roll Swindle. And of course, they've also got their Nevermind the Bullocks album, which I do play quite often. A few times a year. But this is overall, it's a fun album, some humor in it too, and I just never play it. This album, I've only listened to all the way through once, and then maybe a second time at some point. And I'm a big fan of one of the artists, not so much the other artist. And I feel I need to play this again because I didn't dislike it. I wouldn't say I loved it either, but I'm talking about Lou Reed and Metallica's Lulu. It was definitely a surprise when I heard that Lou Reed was going to record with Metallica. You just don't kind of put those two together, but I think some fans actually of Lou Reed and Metallica actually really like this album. It does have some respect, but overall I don't think it was well appreciated by either Lou Reed or Metallica fans. This album I played once. I want to keep it in my collection, but I don't think I'm ever probably going to play it because it's just Brian Wilson at the piano. Very nice background music, but I'm never going to at night grab my headphones and then just listen to Brian playing the piano. Just not interesting enough for me, but still it's a very nice album. I have this in my collection. There's just some albums from when you were younger, even if you got it from a bargain bin for $1, that you just kind of resonate with for whatever reason, and this is one of them. And I did play it, I hardly ever play it, but I did play it a few months ago, and I enjoyed it more than ever. I was actually really enjoying it. But I don't think I'm going to play it that much, but it'll always be in my collection. It's Judy Henske and Jerry Yester, Farewell Aldebaran. It's there. If you want to pause the video to read that. Yeah, if you like psychedelic pop, rock, it's different. But like I said, I really enjoyed it on my last listen. I love early Elvis Costello. I've got most of his early albums up to King of America, which is one of my favorites. But that being said, I really don't play his really early albums that much. I play more King of America and Blood and Chocolate, kind of the later albums. But I still love albums like Get Happy. And I played this so much when I had it on vinyl back in the early 80s. So I know the album very well. I just never really listened to it. I probably listened to it the last time maybe 2 years ago. But still, it is a great album. Love it. A big fan of Gene Clark's No Other. And so I got a couple more of his albums. And I've only played parts of this. I don't know what it is. I think I liked one of the albums more than the other. But like I said, I haven't played all of them. All of either album. So this has White Light and Roadmaster. So let me know what you think of these two Gene Clark albums. I will play them again, but at the moment they're just having a nice rest in my CD collection. I've had this in my collection ever since I started collecting CDs, so probably close to 40 years. And I love this album, and I know it very well, but I never play it. But it's always going to be in my collection. It's Nilsson, Son of Schmilsson, with Peter Frampton, and Ringo plays on it, Nicky Hopkins, many others. It's a fun album. I think it's excellent. But I never play it. But it's staying in my collection. Now this is one of the worst albums ever. But I get a kick out of it. I play it once every 3 years maybe. The Shag's Philosophy of the World. It's so bad that it's actually kind of endearing, and the songs aren't catchy, even though they're bad. I've shown this many times. This is the very first album that Phil Collins played on. He was in the band Flaming Youth. They only put out one album in the early 70s, or late 60s, called Arc 2. There's Phil at the very bottom. And it's actually a pretty good album. It's like pop, prog, psychedelic in a way, some humor. Phil even sings on one of the songs, but it's mainly him drumming on this. And yeah, I had this on vinyl too back in the 70s. And I knew about Genesis then, and when I bought this, I never knew that Phil was in this band. I look at I didn't even maybe recognize him, and that's, oh, Phil Collins. But yeah, it's actually a very good album. And speaking of Genesis, this is without Phil Collins. It's the very first Genesis album with a later picture for whatever reason on the cover. I would have preferred the original, but still. This is one that I rarely play, but it's good. I do like it. But I'd rather listen to, Foxtrot or The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway when I'm into playing some Genesis. Shown this many times, so I won't say much about it, except it's always going to be in my CD collection, even though I feel the lead singer can't sing. But I like a lot of the music. It's Lord Sutch and Heavy Friends. And every time I do show this, there's always a viewer or two that never knew about this album. But yeah, look who plays on it. Jimmy Page, John Bonham, and others like Jeff Beck. I bought this recently just to kind of fill out my Paul McCartney discography. I haven't played it yet. I don't know if I will. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comment section below that I should listen to it. Paul McCartney's Standing Stone with the London Symphony Orchestra. I just rather listen to Ram or Band on the Run, but I like to have as many Paul McCartney albums in my collection as possible. And I will play this someday, just not for a while. I love the band, yes, but there are a handful of Yes albums that I never play, and they include Union, or as Rick Wakeman called it, Onion, because it made him cry. I think I've played this maybe twice. And same with Open Your Eyes. Open your eyes and close your ears. Sparks. I never play this. I'd rather listen to one of their studio albums. Two Hands, One Mouth. And it's just Ron and Russell, just vocals and Ron's keyboards, which sounds kind of boring, right? But I did see this tour in Toronto and they were very entertaining. I really enjoyed it. But just to listen to this on headphones, just like I said, I'd rather listen to one of their studio albums. Two more. I actually did play this for the first time in a few years, a couple of months ago. Really enjoyed it, but I never play it. It's Sly and the Family Stone, Life. And one more. Fans of this artist, a lot of the fans really don't care for this album, but ever since it came out in the dreaded 80s, I have really liked it. I wouldn't say it's one of his best, but I still feel it's a very good 80s album. Landing on Water. Don't laugh. And that is it. I would love your thoughts on any of the albums I showed. Which are some of your favorites? Maybe you play them a lot. Let me know. Please like the video and looking forward to your comments below. Goodbye. Have a great day.